Alright guys, here's our review for our next test. So our first problem here, we're just kind of found our exponent rule. So what we're going to do here is we're going to multiply our coefficients. So 30, 6 times 5. W to the 0 is 1, so there's really not much I need to do with that. X to the 5th times x to the 7th. We add the exponents. Y to the negative 8th, or negative 8. Times y squared, so we add those exponents, we get y to the negative 6, excuse me. And then z, if there's nothing to multiply z to, we just leave it as it is, so it becomes z to the 5th. And when I write my answer, I'm going to write 30x to the 12th, z to the 5th, and then the y goes in the denominator because it has the negative exponent. A negative exponent means we move. So y to the 6th. And there's my answer. My second one, I need to distribute the exponent first. So I'm literally going to take this right here, and I'm going to copy this down. And then next to it, we're going to distribute that exponent. 3 squared, it's not 6, it's 9. We're squaring the 3. X to the negative 14th. Y to the negative 6. And z squared, because the exponent, if it's not written there, is assumed to be 1. And 1 times 2 is 1. After I distribute the exponent, then I'm going to multiply them together. 7 times 9 is 63. X to the negative 6 and x to the negative 14th is negative 20. We're adding the exponents with similar bases. Then y to the 8th. Sorry, I got to organize my, there we go. Y to the 8th and y to the negative 6 adds to y squared. So yeah, so the 8 and negative 6 here combines to be 2. All right, and then with the z to the negative 4th, and z squared becomes z to the negative 2. All right, and that's my answer. Now, I don't want to leave negative exponents, so 63y squared, and then in the denominator, it becomes x to the 20th and z squared. And there's our answer. Okay. And while I'm here, I might as well box answers up so it's clear where the answer is. So that answer and that answer. Now here, it's important to reduce first. Okay, so whether it's in parentheses, outside parentheses, we always want to reduce. So this becomes 5/7. So this is a little trickier to do on the computer. So I'm going to put my fraction bar down. And 10 over 14 reduces to 5/7. X to the 5th over x to the negative 2. When we divide, we subtract. So this becomes x to the 7th. And then y to the 9th over y to the 6th. 9 minus 6 is 3. So that's y cubed. And then negative 6 minus negative 5 is z to the negative 1. So that means the z is going to go down to the denominator. And here's our answer. Box that up. When you have an exponent outside the parentheses, once again, I can't stress enough, you want to reduce first. So instead of this becoming 8 over 12, the 2 becomes 2 over 3. Let me put my fraction bar down here. So it's 2 over 3. And then x to the 9th over x to the 14th. 9 minus 14 is negative 5. So that puts my x in the denominator. So x to the 5th. And then y to the 0 is just 1, so it really doesn't have any impact. Negative 5 minus 11 is negative 16. So it's z to the 16th. And that's on the bottom now. I can move my 2 to the middle, and now I'm going to cube everything. So always reduce first, and then we can deal with the exponent on the outside. So that turns into 2 cubed, which is 8. And on the bottom, 3 cubed is 27. X to the 5th cubed is x to the 15th. And z to the 16th cubed is z to the 48th. And that's our answer. Right here. Okay. Alright, now we're going to simplify. So here, pretty basic, we're just going to combine like terms. 3x squared and 9x squared is 12x squared. When we combine like terms, we don't do anything but keep the exponents. You don't add the exponents. Whoops. Put an x there, and then x squared. Okay. And then 11x and negative 4x is plus 7x. And then negative 9 plus 17 is a plus 8. Addition's always a little easier to work with. Here we're also combining like terms. 5x squared y combines with negative 12x squared y. So that's a negative 7x squared y. And then negative 7x cubed minus 8x negative 7x cubed plus 10xy cubed becomes plus 3xy cubed. And then finally, 6xy squared and negative xy squared is going to be a negative 2xy squared. And once again, we're just combining our like statements here. Here, it's important to be careful in terms of this. Don't take shortcuts. Copy the first one down. Okay? And it doesn't need the parentheses anymore once we distribute. So here I'm going to be distributing the negative, so it's minus 8x squared, and then it's plus 11x, and then plus 19. We distribute the negative sign to each term, and it just switches each sign. And then my answer I'm combining. 9x squared minus 8x squared is x squared. We don't have to put the 1 in front of the x squared. 14x and 11x is 25x. And negative 11 and 19 is plus 8. And we're just combining our like terms there. There's our answer. Our next one, same deal. I'm going to copy down the first part. And then I'm just distributing the negative. So it's minus 8, it's minus 8x squared y squared. And then plus 7x cubed y, and then minus 5xy squared. And we're literally just combining like terms. 7x squared y squared minus 8x squared y squared is a negative 1x squared y squared. I'm just going to do negative x squared y squared. Oops. And then negative 4x cubed y plus 7x cubed y is plus 3x cubed y. And then 8xy squared And negative 5xy squared is a plus 3xy squared. And there's our answer. And based on that, right there. Alright, simplifying these problems, this is simple distribution. Once again, when we're multiplying exponents, it's important to know we're adding the exponents. And when there is no exponent written, it's assumed to be 1. So this is 15x to the 4th. This is 45x cubed. This is minus 35x squared. And this is minus 20x. Same deal. We're just distributing here. 10x squared y squared. And once again, each variable has a 1 exponent. This is not written there. So I'm literally just adding them. 1 and 1 is x squared. For the y's, 1 and 1 is y squared. Minus 45 x cubed y squared. They don't have to be in the same terms when you're multiplying. Because here we're adding exponents. And then finally we're going to go plus 15 x to the 5th y cubed. And that's my answer. Here this is like foiling. 35x squared y squared when you multiply the first two terms there. Minus 25x squared y plus 14xy squared minus 10xy. We're just foiling, and when we're multiplying, we're adding the exponents. And then finally, we're distributing the x through and then the negative 3 through. So it's x cubed plus 7x squared minus 4x minus 3x squared. Now we're going to distribute that negative 3 through. Minus 21x and then plus 12. And then we need to combine our like terms. So this becomes x cubed. There's nothing to combine with the x cubed. Nothing we can do about that. 7x squared and negative 3x squared is 4x. Sorry about that. 7x squared and negative 3x squared is 4x squared. Negative 4x and negative 21x and negative 25x plus 12. And there's our answer.